Well, what did we learn from the first big Sunday of the NFL season? Perhaps the Cincinnati Bengals are a complete and total fraud, a media creation, because I'm telling you guys, the New England Patriots defense is not that good, but the Bengals certainly looked bad yesterday. That the Dallas Cowboys really have to give some serious consideration to getting Jason Garrett out of there as their offensive coordinator, despite the $3 million a year they're paying him, and Wade Phillips overmatched once again as a head coach in the NFL. Geez, what a surprise there. That Mike Singletary, for all that bravado and bluster out in San Francisco, the 49ers can't even show up, and this is the chic pick that many feel are going to win the NFC West. Because Pete Carroll and the Seahawks kicked their ass. And the Detroit Lions just can't win on the road, just can't get the job done. And the Eagles and the Lions, with Kevin Kolb and Matt Stafford, respectively, both losing their starting quarterbacks yesterday to injury, so who knows what fate will fall to those two franchises this weekend. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco. This is going to be your Monday video report. In terms of how the teams did yesterday, all that matters to me is how I did, because it was one of those days, I'll tell you what. Yesterday here on the video, I gave you 3 free selections. Told you to take the Cleveland Browns, buy up the half point at 3.5 at Tampa, winner, as the Browns blow a big lead, but still cover 17-14 because I told you to buy the hook. Also went ahead and told you the Green Bay Packers would take care of business at Philadelphia. Michael Vick came off the bench, made it kind of interesting, but the Packers easily covered as a 3-point favorite in that one as well. And I told you the screwiest line on all of Sunday's card was Pittsburgh getting the 1.5 at home against Atlanta, and the Steelers would deliver in a low-scoring game. Game, set, and match, 3-0 sweep with the free picks. Just one problem with that, of course, I don't bet the free picks. Hey, if you bet the free picks, God bless you, you'll win a fortune. The problem is that I chose for my best bet yesterday the Dallas Cowboys. Did you watch the game? Do I have to really talk about the game? It was a loser. But you know what? I am not one of these guys. I don't celebrate the wins. I never lament the losses. I never use hindsight to go, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I could have taken the Packers. I could have taken the Pittsburgh Steelers. No. You know what? And bottom line also this. Yes, there were some questionable coaching decisions, some poor play, turnovers and stuff. You can't blame the coaches. You can't blame the players. You can't blame the turnovers, because I had 4 games I liked yesterday, and yours truly picked the wrong one to wager on. But it doesn't change the fact that my NFL run over the past 3 years, as I seek my 9th consecutive winning football season, the NFL numbers are 56, 33, and 3 the past 3 years, winning 20 of my last 31, hitting 6 of my last 8 the past 3 weeks, dating back to the preseason. It's not exactly like I can't afford one NFL loss. And truth be told, when you look at the weekend together, 3-0 sweep in college football on Saturday, picking up 15 dimes, losing last night 12, because remember, I told you to go ahead and buy down the half point with the Cowboys, so you have to factor that into the big. Still walked away with a winning weekend. And I've got to tell you, the only thing that has changed in terms of my outlook on the Monday night games is that because of money management strategies, the play for Monday night will not be quite as big as before. If I had won yesterday, I would have won all out and had my first 15-dime release of the season. Instead, I'm going to come back with another 10-dime play because I believe in this selection every bit as much as I did yesterday, and it's going to be on the Baltimore-New York Jets game. Now, the other contest between Kansas City and San Diego, that's a pretty interesting game, and I've got to tell you, I don't really know who's going to win this side selection here. I don't know, to be honest with you. And look at the line in this game. It's anywhere from 4.5 to 6 points, and it's been that way since yesterday afternoon, depending on where and when you shop. And it's a tough game to handicap. I've never been a big fan of Norv Turner. He's right up there with Wade Phillips in terms of coaching buffoons as far as I'm personally concerned. And you know the history of the Chargers, and Turner especially, coming out of the gate very slowly. But the jury is certainly out with this young Kansas City team. Sure, they went and got Charlie Weiss as their new offensive coordinator. Romeo Crennel as their new defensive coordinator. It's like the New England Patriots Midwest. That's what this franchise has turned into. Strange starting time here this evening because the game's going to kick off at 10:15 Eastern Time as the second part of your Monday night twin bill. And it's at the newly renovated Kansas City Arrowhead Stadium, which is a rocking place in terms of crowd noise. Don't know if you've ever been there. And now that they finally brought it up this par in terms terms of luxuries and amenities and all. It's going to be a hell of a place to see a game here tonight. And you've got a Kansas City team, as I said, that is very young, but a team that also has a couple of good running backs. Matt Castle did not play well last year, but this guy can play quarterback. But they have questions. Can they get the job done defensively? Can they give Castle adequate protection with that offensive line? Of course, San Diego has its own problems. You know, you've got O'Neal, the starting left tackle, holding out. You've got Vincent Jackson, the star wide receiver, on the trading block, holding out, discontented. Who knows what the deal is with the Chargers? Alex Smith, the general manager, and Vincent Jackson. They may never seemingly get on the same page again. And again, you also have a Chargers team that's breaking in Ryan Matthews, their first-round draft pick out of Fresno State, to take over the running game. A couple of trends for this game. Let's talk about some numbers in this particular contest before I get to your free pick and break down how Week 1 of the NFL went overall for you up to this point. You know, Kansas City is just 5-16 against the spread in its last 21 home games, but 9-2-1 against the spread over the past 12 years in its home opener, in its season openers when playing at home, as they are tonight. Also, KC 14-7 straight up, 16-4-1 against the spread as a division home dog in revenge. And KC is definitely in revenge because the Chargers kicked their ass twice last year, winning 37-7 in Kansas City, 43-14 at home. Now, as for the Chargers, 1-5 against the spread in the first 2 weeks of action. The first two games of play each of the past 3 seasons. So, first 2 weeks of play, the past 3 seasons, the Chargers have covered just once in 6 opportunities. That's what I mean by coming out of the gate very slowly. They have also gone under, Norv Turner has personally gone 5-7 straight up with his teams in the NFL, 4-8 ATS in openers, 0-4 against the spread when those openers have been on the road. Now, Monday Night Dogs, dating back to last season, are on a 7-4 run. Monday Night Dogs on a 7-4 run. Again, I don't know which way to go on the side. I do, however, think the free pick should be on the total to go over the posted price. I think these two teams have some defensive problems that can both be exploited by offenses that I think can definitely put some points on the board. So if I was going to play this, I would go toward the over. Side selection, absolutely no clue, but I do like the over in this contest. Keep in mind, Kansas City, 21-11, Monday night games, 21-11-1 over the last 33 Monday night games dating back 2 seasons now. 21-11-1. The last 33 have gone over. Now, overall, in terms of the NFL this past weekend, the home favorites, 6-2-1 against the spread. Road favorites, just 1-4. Not getting the job done, that's for sure. Overall set favorites, and this is going back to your Thursday night game between the Saints and the Vikings. Favorites, just 7-6-1 ATS. Very unusual, because much like the college football trend, where favorites generally the first 2 weeks of the season deliver, over the past few years, NFL favorites in week number 1 usually dominate because the lines are not that sharp. Was not the case, especially yesterday. Straight up winners, though, continue to be money in the bank. Going into tonight's games, the straight up winners are 11-2-1 against the spread. The only losers, or the loser yesterday being the Bears, of course, and the other loser being the Saints on Thursday night. 11-2-1, the straight up winners go. Against the spread, of course, last year, preseason, regular season, postseason combined, those straight up winners, if you had that magical crystal ball, covered at an 82% clip. And finally, the totals so far this week. The under has been the play. 14 games, 8 unders, 4 overs, and 2 pushes. So again, for tonight's game, I'm going to go with Kansas City and San Diego to buck that trend, to go over the posted price, which has been the dominant trend, as I said, in terms of Monday night action, 22-11-1 the last 33 games. And that will do it for your Monday video report, and I'll catch you again, guys, on Tuesday.